This is TomoNews for Monday, October 2nd. Clown sightings spook Israeli townfolk. Seems a couple of clowns in Israel have taken a cue from their U.S. counterparts and are wandering the dark streets, scaring the bejesus out of the Jews. Residents of the northern Israeli town of AFULA have been spotting scary-looking clowns hanging about and are not amused. The terrified townfolk have taken to expressing their fears online, while also probably locking themselves inside their homes, away from any murderous circus freaks. So even though it's not criminal to don face paint and a red nose, police still investigated and revealed the culprits to be a couple of 12-year-olds. Guess at that age, you've got enough chutzpah to run around in a clown suit without fear of getting murdered by a creeped-out bystander. Mazel tov.
בוא, יא בן, זונה, אתה מאיים על כולם ובורר. בוא, מזדן בתחת, יא בן.
Still, with all the stress the boys' clown cosplaying caused, they're probably going to get some sort of punishment. Model's eyeball inking goes dreadfully wrong. Meet Catt Gallinger. She's a 24-year-old model from Ottawa, Canada. As you can tell from these photos, she's a fan of getting inked. Recently, she was convinced by a tattoo artist to try something a bit more extreme, in the form of a purple eye tattoo. But that procedure went oh so horribly wrong. It went so bad that the infected eye began seeping purple ink. Immediately after the botched inking, Catt went to hospital. There, she was put on a course of antibiotics, but they caused the eye to swell and become completely shut. Next, docs tried steroid treatment, but they made the infection clump. And chances are Catt's now going to have some sort of permanent vision damage. She shared her story because she doesn't want others to suffer the same fate. The procedure's creator, Luna Cobra, inked his first eyeball tattoo 10 years ago and filmed it. He says this inspired many unqualified copycats around the globe. Cobra told Newsweek this happens all the time all over the world. He's trying to get it banned. The US and Russia are going to build an epic space base. The Deep Space Gateway. That may sound like some sort of science fiction fantasy, but it could soon be science reality. NASA and Russia's space agency Roscosmos has signed an agreement to work on a new space station near the moon. The proximity of the Deep Space Gateway to the moon would create opportunities for lunar missions and future deep space exploration, such as missions to Mars and beyond. Space agencies from Japan, Europe, and Canada are also interested in working on the project that is currently at the conceptual stage of design. Once complete, NASA says it hopes to use the base to extend the presence of humanity in the solar system. Might want to thank the crayfish for that great Czech beer. A Czech beer brewery has enlisted some curious creatures to help maintain the purity of their water supply. PROTIVIN brewery in the Czech Republic's South Bohemian region equipped crayfish with high-tech biosensors that monitor their heartbeat and movement. The crayfish were placed in tanks, which were pumped with water from the same natural spring source the brewery uses to make its beers. Crayfish are able to detect pollutants or impurities in the water and react to it with changes in their body or behavior. A computer analyzes the data and flags down changes in water quality when 3 or more crayfish change their pulse activity, with results coming in within 3 minutes. Scientists at South Bohemia University have patented the water system and plan to upgrade the technology to include a special crayfish heart monitoring camera. Here's hoping that useful tech makes it to other breweries, so we can have more great beer to look forward to. Airbus plane engine falls apart over the Atlantic. An Air France flight en route from Paris to Los Angeles was forced to make a slight detour when one of its engines disintegrated over the Atlantic on Saturday. The Airbus A380 was just east of Greenland carrying 496 passengers and 24 crew members when one of its engines experienced a serious failure. According to passengers, there was a loud boom and then a lot of shaking. Luckily, the fast-acting pilots quickly shut the engine down and were able to stabilize the plane in under 30 seconds. The plane flew for about an hour on 3 engines before arriving at Goose Bay Airport in eastern Canada. Two 777s were eventually sent from Montreal to pick up the passengers and take them the rest of the way to LA. The cause of the engine failure is still unknown and currently being investigated.